Hi, my name's Benny. I'm the director of Sevens, and we're an outfit that helps homeless people, street folks. We do a meal every Saturday. We visit them in hospitals and the jail, and we generally try to help them make some forward progress in their life. So I was thinking that I would share what we do, and maybe it'll help you kind of do what we do, whether it's with homeless people or it's with folks in a senior citizen home, pregnant teenagers, whoever you're called to love on and care for. So with that in mind, what I want to do is I want to share with you 3 ideas that if you can wrap your brain around those ideas, you'll get more bang for your buck when it comes to ministry. 3 ideas with regards to loving and caring for people that if you can make them part of your big why, that I think you'll get to a point where you'll see that what you're doing carries more weight, has more value, and is more effective in what you're doing. So, the first one, and I love this one because it's simple. It doesn't take much. Back years ago when I first started working with homeless people, we would rent out a pool hall and people could come and play pool for free. Street folks could come and play pool for free and just enjoy themselves in a safe environment. There was this one couple that I had never really met, and so I went over to them and I said hi, and we had maybe 2 minutes worth of conversation. The next Thursday when I came back, they both came running in and gave me the biggest hug and were so excited to see me, and I couldn't figure out why. And then fast forward a couple of years down the road, they decided to get baptized. They decided to give their life to Christ. And after the baptism, my friend was introducing me to her family as one of her spiritual fathers, and it hit me then. It requires so little to have such a big effect in people's lives. And I had really, over the last 2 years, had a very small amount of conversation with her, and it was just little moments here and there where I helped her out. So tuck that into your brain. It requires a little bit of effort to have a huge impact. So whatever you come up with doesn't have to be huge and grand. It can be very, very simple and still be effective. Also, there's a point of doing where we just kind of go through the motions of doing, and we're not necessarily concentrating on something that I think is very important, and that's caring for the heart. There's a really cool, important story in the New Testament where Jesus was on his way to heal someone's daughter, an important official's daughter, and this woman had stopped him and touched his garment and was healed of bleeding. She'd been bleeding for 12 years, and in that society, that made her unclean. That made her a social outcast, an emotional outcast, an outcast in every sense of the word. And she came to Jesus hurting and broken, and when she touched his garment, she became healed. And that was something that we kind of stopped there on that part of the story, and I think the power in that story is the fact that in a lot of translations, the way they translate it says that she told Jesus her whole story. And I can't believe that a woman who'd been a social outcast for that long, an emotional outcast for that long, I can't believe her story would have taken like 30 seconds. Who knows how long it took, but Jesus stopped and listened to her story, cared for her heart, spoke into her life and assured her that she was blessed, that she was going to be completely healed. And he stopped to help the insignificant by that society's standards while he was on his way to heal somebody important. So that's huge. So a little bit of effort produces a lot of results, and instead of just concentrating on the idea of I'm going to do something for someone, I'm going to feed them, I'm going to clothe them, I'm going to fix something for them, let's concentrate more on taking care of their heart. Because in that, they will begin to see who they are, and they'll truly be introduced to the awesomeness of the Father. They'll be introduced to the love of Jesus. They'll be introduced to the care of the Holy Spirit. They'll be introduced to the kingdom, not just us fixing their problems. And then lastly, there's a real cool verse in James 1:27, and it says that religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to care for orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. If you look at the original Greek, the word kai, and, is not in there. So it reads like this: religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to care for orphans and widows in their distress, to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. We were always taught that there were 2 things we must do with regards to that passage: care for orphans and widows, and keep yourself from being polluted by the world. Help other people, and don't let the world make you a naughty person. But really, if you look at the way it was originally written, it's something we need to do. Care for orphans and widows so that we don't become polluted by the world. So God gave us something to do, but He gave us a blessing along with it. So when you're out there caring for whoever you're built to care for, it's keep it simple, concentrate on caring for their hearts, and realize that you're getting a lot out of this service too. You're not coming from on high to be such a great blessing to the lowly. You're in this with them. You're one of God's children too, and you're receiving a blessing just as well. So, if that sounds cool, sounds like you want to process some of that through and think about what it looks like in your life, you can use my email address, hit me up, call me, and we can work something out, and maybe I can help you come up with your own thing to do. Love you.